Michelle. It's 1 month later, and we want to know how you're feeling now that you accomplished your goal.
So physically, I am doing much better. My knees are back in shape. I have actually started running again. I'm back with my trainer.
Wow, that's quick.
I am not, well, we are doing what they call slow recovery runs, and they're only like 20 minutes long. So I usually go for a nice long walk first, because walk is very good for your hip flexors and every part of your body. So I do those first, and then I go out and do my run. So right now and I would say only, and I don't mean this as an only, they are 20-minute runs. So the goal has been keeping my timing under 13 minutes, because the next goal that I have, and I do have another goal, is somebody very close to me is going to be attempting a monumental goal next May. And I am part of her team to be what they call the pit crew and a pacer. So that means I still have to be physically fit and mentally fit to be with her on her race, on her trail, encouraging her and keeping her moving in her
You'll be the support.
I am going to be the support, one of the supports.
Right.
Not the support, one
No,
of
no,
the
but
supports.
a support
Yes.
person.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So, but there has been, it's funny that
Sorry, can I just stop you? That's almost like a circle, like
yeah,
getting support and then giving it back, you know? It's
giving
like
it back, yes.
I don't know
Yes.
what, circle of life or something there.
And
Something there.
It's funny because you're asking me this question, and we're doing a recording on a Monday, and I actually yesterday was the 1 month anniversary, and I was filled with emotions. There were times where, excuse me, I gotta get something, where I would just cry, because you don't realize when you hit such a goal that it just continues. You go through moments where certain things resonate with you. And for me, I think it came down to not so much the physical aspect, even though the physical aspect was huge. I mean, 32 miles, 9,000 feet of climbing, 24 hours. Yes, I'm very proud of that. But it was more of the mental growth I had, the mindset growth of overcoming like different fears. But that opens up a whole nother door, a whole nother door, because now there's something that's been weighing on my heart that I want to do, that doesn't have to do with racing, doesn't have to do with physical fitness. But now it's like, how can you be afraid of that, Michelle? Look at what you just accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like this yin and yang, like, and that was part of what my fear of success was the expectation of what other people are going to have now of me. So that I pushed aside, but now I don't allow, I use what I leaned into for my mental strength. It's like opened a whole new door for me.
Because you realize that you pretty well have the blueprint of, you know, how to accomplish your goal. You've done it, and now it's just rinse and repeat. What's my next?
Yes.
I know I can do it. Whether I choose to do it and all that stuff, I know
Right.
if I put my mind to it, I can do it.
And that's what I think I want our viewer to understand. My goal was a race, but the blueprint of how I got there, everybody can use. in their lives, and any goal that you set. You know, and that's what I just keep going back and leaning into as I'm setting my goals for January, the middle of January, for what that is. So it's been, there was a moment of, I was upset with myself. And here's why I was upset with myself. Why did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long? Why did I allow fear to be in the driver's seat for as long as it had been?
I know, if that's the one thing you can bring to the youth, it's don't let fear dictate your
Yeah,
life.
don't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what? Don't wait. Time's
Because it's always
ticking.
there, right? We've talked about this
Yes.
before. It never leaves. Anything new, you're gonna have to deal with it. So
Yes.
get used to it.
Yeah. I think what happens is your fear will change. Your confidence will increase. Your ability to recognize fear comes sooner. And you learn how to, I always say, lean in and do it messy. Because when you lean in, if you wait for the fear to go away, it's never going to go away. If you wait for the confidence, it doesn't magically appear. If you wait for the right moment, there never is one. Like, there's so much times we're waiting, and that's what I regret. It's the waiting and allowing the fear to be so prevalent. And no more. I'm not being careless. There are times where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And then it's like, oh, here he goes again, Michelle. You can recognize it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So then I use my toolbox and I go through it.
Hmm.
You
It's the
know?
mental, it's the discipline that it takes. Like I've often said this, it's the journey more so than it is the actual accomplishment itself. It's everything that you put into race day. That's the whole thing right there. And I mean, you started off here and you had to go to here. And it was all of that journey that has created the blueprint, that's created everything that you work so hard for, to get to that accomplishment. The goal is simply, or that the accomplishment is the cherry on top of that entire journey.
Yeah, it was because the race was 24 hours. That's all it was for me, was 24 hours. I had 30 hours. And my son said that to me. He's like, think of what you did on Friday. Now think what you did on Monday. Think of the whole weekend in between and just pick 30 hours out of it. This was before I did the race. That's all it was for 30 hours. A physical training was 12 months. Of planning this race was 3 years. So the transformations have been like, they just kept transforming, but the time was still going to go by. I mean, I'm sure we have heard people, and I have said it to myself, we are already in November. Where on earth did 2023 go?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because time doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, what it was. And it just is understanding more how resilient I am.
Mm.
That's the biggest takeaway.
And you know what? I think from an encouragement point to everybody listening, including myself, is that we are way stronger than we have any idea that we think we are. We are so much more resilient, both in mind and body,
Yeah.
if we would only allow that door to open up for us to say yes, because it is the waiting that keeps you where you are,
Yeah.
even though time will still continue to move forward.
Yes.
It will eventually be January the 1st, and you will either still be waiting for something to be perfect before you start, or you take the chance and you move forward by taking action, which is where resilience and confidence and letting go of fear and all of those things take place, is in the action of doing.
Right. And I want to encourage people. It's not, I never was perfect in my training. My goodness, never. My mindset was never perfect. There was days where I literally had to drag myself to do something. But it is when we take an action every single day towards a dream, whatever you want to call it. I call it a goal, a dream, a passion. I think those are 3 different words. You can use them however you want. When we take that time to do an action, and even now, if you think of a dream that you have and you're like, oh, it's too late, Michelle. I didn't start running until I was 60. I'm too old. Finished my first ultra marathon at 64. Like, come on, people. There were women that I was following that are older than me that accomplished. There was a woman 2 weeks ago at the world's toughest Tough Mudder that was 78 years old, did her first one ever and completed 25 miles. And there's 15 obstacles, 15 or 20 on this 5-mile loop. So that's like nothing. You just have to start with one actionable item. And if it's researching what it takes to do it, find somebody and have a conversation with them. Somebody who completed something and say, hey, how'd you do that? Where did you start? Like, just do something, one small thing, and see how it starts to change your life. Tracy,
Amazing.
you tell us that in what you teach in your confidence. It's taking action.
Oh, but it is the only way you build confidence, because you can't build confidence from sitting. You can't build confidence from thinking about it. You can't even build confidence from researching something. It is only when you get up and you say, this is what I'm going to do now, and you take that first actionable step, does that confidence start to happen. And arguably, I would like to add that it is the follow through on what you say you're going to do. Like, even though you dragged your ass out of bed, even though you didn't want to, you did. There is nothing that builds more self-trust and more self-confidence than that one simple act. And it can start just by simply saying, I'm getting up at 7 every morning, or 8 or 6 or 5 or whatever it is that you decide to do, and I will not hit that snooze button. That is how it all starts.
Yeah, simple.
And I want to add to that too, that anything is better than nothing. So if your intent is a 20-minute walk or a 40-minute workout or a 10-page book reading, anything you do is better than nothing, because it trains your brain to do that. So if I can't do a 40-minute workout, but I do a 10-minute stretch, I am 100% better than if I didn't do it. So
absolutely,
that is huge. And people, the small things make a difference, and people forget that. It's like, I didn't do my 40-minute workout, I guess I can't do it. No, do a 10-minute stretch. Huge difference.
There were times where that's what I would just say to my trainer. I couldn't do it today, but I did this, or whatever. And she constantly reminded me the week of my race and at my race. 1 year ago, Michelle, in October of 2022, I was 1 minute on, 1 minute off running. 1 minute on, 1 minute off. And a year later, I was able to complete this race.
Yeah.
So just to your point, Tracy G, do something.
Mhm.
If I thought, oh, she has me doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off, why am I going to do that? That's not going to get me anywhere. How am I going to get to my end of my race? Look what happened. You know, anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
So I'd like to read you something. I did write a little sonnet on it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
My race, up 1,786 feet, time and time again, head down, time to climb. Each step, each drop of sweat, each chill, each shot of pain was met with power. Each step, the power kept growing. Power I had only dreamt of. Power I fantasized about. Power that unleashed a desire to dream more, climb more, and be more.
Very
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. And that's what the race did. That's what the race did to me.
Mm.
So
And that's what is available to all of us in whatever goal it is that we want to pursue and go for.
yes. And so to the viewer, if there is something that you want to do, always wanted to do, had a dream, have a goal, have a passion, whatever you want to call it, and you don't know where to start, put it in the comments here. We'll give you your first actionable item to do. We will. We will help guide you through that. And as always, don't forget, share this with somebody that you think needs to hear this. Hit subscribe and the notify button so every Wednesday you know when a new episode comes out. And make sure you comment below any questions or comments you might have. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.